Hey guys, Darth Lork here, back with part 6, I'm pretty sure, of our StarCraft Campaign playthrough. So last time, we completed the Zerg campaign. And then we invaded the Protoss homeworld of Aiur. Aiur was invaded, the Zerg wiped the floor with the Protoss, and we destroyed a very old temple. The Overmind was also brought into existence, rather than wherever the heck he was before. I guess that's not really explained, but he was manifested on Aiur, and he's very large, very creepy. And we done completed it. So now we are getting ready to hop right into the Protoss campaign, and I cannot lie, I'm very excited to hop into a new race and a very different flavor. We played so much of the other two, obviously, that I'm very excited to hop into some Protoss. So let's go ahead and let's do it. The Fall. The Zerg Overmind has succeeded in invading the Protoss homeworld of Aiur and has embedded itself into the crust of the planet. Now, as the agents of the sinister Overmind spread chaos and destruction across the face of Aiur, the stalwart Protoss defenders prepare themselves for the coming onslaught. First strike, 2 days after the Zerg invasion.
Entara Adun, Executor. I am Judicator Aldaris. I have been sent by the Conclave to serve and counsel you. The former Executor, Tassadar, was commanded to halt the Zerg progress in the Terran sector by burning the infested human worlds. Unfortunately, he disregarded his orders and attempted to destroy the Zerg while sparing the Terrans from the flame. Clearly, Tassadar has failed us. You must not. The Conclave has dictated that our first priority is to strengthen our defenses. You must reinforce our outpost in Antioch and make certain that the province does not fall to the Zerg. Your old comrade, Praetor Phoenix, will meet you there and assist you in this endeavor.
So be it. So be it. Oh, it's so cool to be a different race. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty nice. And I'll say this though, like, I don't know of like any like deep lore on like a lot of this stuff. Like I've played the games, like, and that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge. I don't know if there's any other place you would go to find lore or whatever. But I'll say this, from an outside perspective of someone who doesn't know like any more than just I play the games and pay attention to the story, you know, a lot of the Protoss' own problems stems from their own stupidity. Like a lot of the big high-level government, like the Conclave, and then that guy Aldaris, those guys are retarded. Like they are very close-minded when it comes to like working with the Terrans, because you'll see there's other story stuff later on, and you'll see what I'm talking about as the Protoss story develops, and as we get into Brood War and stuff later on. That like a lot of the Protoss, like they are getting their butts kicked, and a lot of the high management people refuse to do things the intelligent way, and they just like nope, not working with the human. That's stupid. Like even though they're getting their butts kicked to the Zerg, like just a lot of their own problems stems from their own stupidity, and like you know so. I don't have a high opinion of a lot of the Protoss. It's just like with a lot of the Terrans, actually. That a lot of the Terran high governments are the exact same way. They're pretty much retarded, which is true for a lot of real-life government, actually. But anyway, we're not getting into real-life politics. But I'm saying that when it comes to these games, that like there's the characters you care about. Like there's like Jim Raynor and his group, and then there's like, and you'll see in a minute, but there'll be like Phoenix and stuff, and then of course obviously anything with to do with Kerrigan. But there is like characters you care about, but a lot of the high-level government people are really, really dumb. And the Protoss are no exception. They think themselves better. They have that kind of, you know, high elf from Warhammer syndrome. But, yeah, a lot of their own problems, a lot of their suffering comes from their own stupidity. Did you not be in front there, little Dragoon? The Zealots must be in front. You know what? I'm tempted to put you guys in two. We're gonna do this manually. Wow, their range is awful without the upgrade. Ugh. Alright, clearly we're going... There's a lot of Yeah, without the upgrades, dude, we're in trouble. We've made a mistake. Alright. A little more than what we were prepared to deal with. We don't have enough anti-air for that.
I long for combat. Honor save me. I long for combat. I long for combat.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly, we were not prepared for that. Yeah, Dragoon's range really sucks without that upgrade. It's like they have to be at practically point blank range.
Honor guide me.
Executor and Taro-Adu, it is good to see you once more upon the field of battle.
Phoenix, my brother!
Yes, all of our probes were lost in the last Zerg attack, and we had no resources with which to replace them.
Ah, that's rough. Your guys got behind the mineral line. I've been there.
I long for combat.
Well, you probably could go on like 8 or 9. I mean,
As you will.
I don't know. He's not like a glass cannon. It's not like you're dealing with other characters I could name. All right, you guys just stay up there. You can stay with them for now. All right, let's get to putting this base together. So obviously, the TOS work in a very different way from your other races. Each race kind of has their own flavor. And the TOS work differently.
I had intended to construct photon cannons here for defense, but without probes, we could not do so.
Yes, thank you. So the thing about the Protoss is they can put down a building and then leave. Like you can just like put that down and then move on with your life, which is pretty sick. It's pretty nifty. Not gonna lie.
You must construct additional pylons.
I know there's a pylon coming in right now. All right, so now we can access this because your buildings have to be within this little radius. In a lot of ways, it's a less, you know, Zerg-like way of being a Zerg, right? Because the Zerg, they can only build on the creep and then, you know, stuff like that, right? So you can see the similarities.
For combat. Thus I serve.
Okay.
You have not enough minerals.
I know, I'm broke. I'm investing in my economy before I can be too aggressive with my building. Okay, so the TOS rely heavily on their shields. Otherwise, their health is like a lot, like pretty much their health would be halved in a lot of cases. Just about, you know, like similarly. Their shields come back, their health does not. So, do I have? Okay, there we go. Now that's fully saturated, so that can be going with full force. Anyway, is it it is 150. Make sure that's actually lined up. Okay. We do need to get photon cannons up. But yeah, the Protoss rely heavily on their shielding. And then they have a building which can replenish their shields as well. And so you can, so it's even more so because you could, you know, be regenerating shields. And it's kind of similar with the Zerg's health, basically. That the Zerg, their health comes back. Well, for Protoss, their shields come back. So, you know, on the same vein, right? You could see a lot of similarities between the two races. They just, like, one of them is a, you know, one of them is like a lawful good or whatever, right? You know, one of them is a good race, one of them is a quote-unquote an evil race. So, there you have it. There you have it. Now, I feel like I'm better at Protoss than Zerg, possibly. At least in, I mean, a lot of that can come from StarCraft 2, but I do enjoy the Protoss. It is something nice. There is something to be said about oh, that's not it. I think it's Y. Yeah. There is something to be said about the Protoss's like quality of units, because obviously the Protoss's units they're more expensive. I mean, even a regular zealot is 100 minerals, so their regular units are more expensive by and large. But but they are also good quality. They have a lot more health than like Zerg units or a lot of your you know, your ground level Terran units, stuff like that. So it is. I do like the quality of units. It is nice having an army that's not just gonna wither away under like any circumstances, you know. I'm just gonna put this out there. Like, why would you drop units in? When, like, he's not, like, up on a cliff. Like, there's a ramp over, I think it's up, there it is, right there. There's a ramp right there. Like, he could just walk down here. Like, I don't really get why you would, like, come down with this Overlord, like, airdrop thing. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, so this will upgrade the range of the Dragoons, which we desperately need, because their range otherwise really sucks. I know. Boy, you right. So pylons also act as your supply. So they also act as your supply. So with Zerg, it's Overlords. With Terran, it's supply depots, and with Protoss, it is your pylons. That obviously, that's also how you where that also allows you to put down your buildings. So you know, it does a lot of things. In StarCraft 2, it actually has other features too, but you know, we'll get to that when we actually play StarCraft 2. So it does more than that in the other one, but for now at least, that's what it does. Okay, we need more. Obviously, we need more zealots for one thing. We need more pylons too. We need some cannons as well. We're gonna be all mined out though. But there's gas here. I think there's minerals tucked up in this corner.
I long for combat. My life for ire is all too. I long for combat.
Well, I kind of need.
Your command. Immediately house.
I kind of need you all to get the heck out of the way.
Upgrade complete.
Okay.
Now calls.
Hopefully they can actually finish. Alright.
I long for combat. Upgrade complete.
Yay.
What now calls?
So the upgrades are going. Cannons are finishing. Yay. So cannons are, they have, you know, 100 shields, 100 health. They're kind of expensive at 150 minerals to build, so they're a little more on the expensive side, but everything on the Protoss list is kind of a little more on the expensive side. But again, you get higher quality because it's convenient because they can attack air and ground, and they're the only, and the other races, obviously for Terran, you have bunkers in which you can fill with units, and they can attack air depending on what units you put in. And then they have turrets. With the Zerg, you have spore colonies and sunken colonies, each of which attacks either air or ground. But the cannons, it's much more cut and dry because you can just put one cannon down and it can do everything. But considering that when, like for Terran, when you would put down a bunker, that's 100 minerals. Well, if you put a turret beside it, technically your total is 175, not counting whatever units you put inside the actual bunker itself. For Zerg, it's 75 apiece for a sunken colony, and then it's 50 for one of the upgrades. So if you put one spore, one sunken, I mean, you're already in, like, you know, quite a bit. So maybe it's not more expensive, maybe not really. It's only one building that does all the same thing as the other ones. So at the same time, maybe that makes all the difference. It all depends on how you look at it. We might be a little low on money though, to be honest. Although I don't know how many units we actually need. Like, it's the first mission. But it's also the third campaign in the other two, right? So at the same time, maybe yeah, maybe they'll be like, he can, you know, he shouldn't be dumb. He can take it. All right, let's get these guys over there. I need more Dragoons. Is what I need. Yay for cannons! Look at this army of overlords. Like I said, I mean, they are attacking you with mutas. Now they're like, everything they have is like unupgraded and stuff, so maybe they assume you can deal with it. I do need more Dragoons though, for real. So Dragoons are 100 to 125 minerals, 50 gas. So they are, you know, they are your Hydra, quote unquote, of your army.
Upgrade complete.
And shields, which is very important for Protoss. And I believe when you upgrade this, I think it upgrades shields across the board, so I think it's like this too. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, we need more of these in case if I feel the need to expand, I can do that. I don't think I've ever expanded though, like before. So I don't think I think when we might try to attack before we do that. Alright, I need some more pylons. I just need to make sure this stuff survives. Because that is where all my tech is. Okay. Couple more cannons, couple of pylons coming up. Because obviously he's not scared to drop units in, right? So if he's not scared to drop units in, he might fly in some mutas or drop something behind my mineral line. Which is rapidly deteriorating. Alright, give me a couple of more Dragoons, please. And then give me a couple of Zealots. That'll make an even dozen Zealots, and then it'll give me a good 10 Dragoons, and then we'll see. Then we'll see how confident we're feeling. Okay, so, we are back. We have an even dozen of them, we have 10 of them. Our shields are about to finish, and by the time we get there, they will be done. So, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Okay, I just want to make sure we couldn't build anything else. And then Phoenix is going to stay put, because if he dies, we lose. So, having him there would be cool, but not enough to risk losing. So we'll see what happens. Oh, look at that, minerals. That's the interesting thing about the Zerg, the AI Zerg. He always has his overlords doing that. They're always like pacing around like a million of them around the base. So his bases always look more chaotic than mine do, because he always has like, you know, because he has like a million units, like a million overlords, like patrolling all over his base, and so it makes everything look like really chaotic, which is interesting.
Although we too have marched across hundreds of worlds together, I never imagined that we would be fighting on Aya. The Zerg are indeed worthy foes.
Man, Phoenix is such a bro. He's so cool. It's like you and him are like these old comrades in war. It's so cool. All right, the following night.
Entaro Adun, Executor. Your defense of Antioch has restored my faith in the Templar caste. I admit that Tassadar's desertion had shaken my faith.
Indeed, Aldaris. I would hope that the Judicator would put more faith in their Templar brethren.
Tassadar, where have you
Be
been?
silent, Judicator. There is no time to waste. I have much to tell you. As you know, the Zerg vanished after the fall of the Terran world of Tarsonis. And though the Conclave bid me return home, I was compelled to remain. A powerful psionic call drew my attention to a remote barren world named Char. Apparently the call was answered by others as well. For upon Char, I encountered those who were once our brethren. The Dark Templar.
Consorting with the Fallen Ones is heresy.
Enough! Hear me, Executor. For I have learned much from the Dark Templar prelate, Zeratul. The Overmind controls its minions through agents called Cerebrates. Strike down the Cerebrates, and the swarms will surely fall.
Executor, Tassadar may be right. If you can keep the Zerg occupied, my force may be able to penetrate their perimeter and slay the abomination.
I pray we can trust you, Tassadar. Already I can sense the taint of the Fallen One's influence on your mind. You must return to Ire at once.
My concern is for the safety of Ire, not the judgments of the Conclave. I will return when the time is right.
Alright. Tassadar and Phoenix and I will actually do something productive, while Aldaris can whine and cry about it with the other government officials and the Protoss leadership. So, we need to distract the Zerg while Phoenix gets into position. We must kill the Zerg Cerebrate, and Phoenix must survive. Alright, so we just gotta kill time, which our base will take that long to put up, so that's okay. And it says Phoenix must survive, but Phoenix appears over here, like, later on, so don't worry about it. Alright. Well, let's, poke around a minute here. Ooh. Up. Thank you. It's like, could we not, like, get sniped right out the gate, please? Could have them scout around while we get some decent pro production here. Okay, so there's one ramp. I almost think there's a total of 3 ramps, I think. Dragoons are so much faster than your basic Zealots. The Zealots, there's an upgrade later on that will allow them to get, like, different speed upgrades. And so, later on, they will be much faster. But initially, the Dragoons move a lot faster. Okay, looks like there is 2 ramps into the base. Oh, speaking of that. Okay. Alright, little probe. Got work to do. Okay. Got gateway coming, assimilator coming. They're just gonna hold a position. Alright, well. For the most part, I like showing base building early on for the early parts of each campaign, but it feels like, I mean, technically, obviously, you wouldn't have seen this, but it feels like you have, even though it's not actually true. So I keep thinking I should cut away, because, like, I'm like, you know, it's not exciting, but you haven't seen Protoss on the part of the campaign yet, right? So technically, it is new. So maybe after this mission, we'll start cutting away, but we will, for now, maybe we won't cut away. Even though I don't have a tremendous amount to say. Plus, it's very hard for my brain to do more than one thing at a time. And so, my commentary suffers when I'm actively doing something. Which, you could definitely tell. Just listen to me talk for half a moment. You'd be like, wow, he has no ability to concentrate when he's doing something else. So, no doubt everyone's noticed. Alright, we need a forge. And it's 150, right? Yeah. A lot of things in the Protoss roster, or, you know, like building selection is about 150. Okay, the forge allows you to build your cannons, so plus upgrades, obviously. It's really. I usually get 2 of any upgrade building because. Hey, stop it! Knock that off, you big bullies. All right, we gotta replace that one, and we'll actually get another one too. There we go. Anyway, I usually get 2 of any upgrade building because upgrades take time, obviously, and so I usually get more than 1 because, yeah, I usually get more than 1 because everything takes time, and usually by the time I'm hitting upgrades, I'm getting ready to, I'm trying to make myself ready to attack, right? So it just saves you a lot of time if you can double pump upgrades, because usually by the time I'm doing upgrades, I tend to really have the economy to do it, and by the time we're to that stage, I am very ready to be hitting economy stuff. Okay, I guess we'll have to put you guys down there, because, like, they can't protect everything. Well, hopefully that, makes that. We're just kind of getting initial pylons down. Hopefully we can get things built before we get attacked. Alright. It's on 0. I mean, heck, even 1 cannon at each one would be better than nothing. Obviously, I'd prefer more than 1, because 1 cannon is not a lot of stopping power. I don't really want to crowd the door, but I think we'll try risking that. The Protoss music, I mean, the music in for any race in this game is fantastic. Each music is really good, and it feels like the race. Like this Protoss music, it feels like the Protoss. The Zerg and Terran, they do the exact same thing. The music in the StarCraft games has always been top-notch, for sure. For sure, my dude. Okay. So we'll get at least 2 cannons at each one. That'll take care of your, your odd, like, Zergling attack or whatever. I had the force. Ah, you're sabotaging me. I tried to run you back there, little Jagoon. I tried, bro. And looks like we got attacked by, I think, of like 1 Muta, but obviously that didn't matter. Alright, we'll try that again. Look, I canceled that building because, like, obviously it wasn't going to get built, right? You guys proud of that lightning quick reaction time with that? Like, no, I've never been proud of you. Alright, that's fair. That's fair. Should we put that lower or higher? It would look so good to pair it right there, but I don't know how it might not be as useful as having it down there. Whatever. Just do it. One of the little quality of life changes that changes in StarCraft 2 is you'll notice when I put down a building, my money doesn't go down. It only actually, like, takes the minerals or the gas out of what you have once the building starts. In StarCraft 2, when you put down something, it immediately deducts it from your total money. And so it's nice because then it's easier to, like, manage. It's easier to manage your money when it's taken out immediately over taking out later on. So it's pretty sweet, man. All right, we're gonna start on upgrades. At least get the first one rolling.
You have not enough.
I will in a minute. Come on, thank you. I would put him over here, but I feel like we're doing fine. The money's that we're not getting money very quickly, but we're a little bit killing time anyway, so I kind of wouldn't mind poking around though, seeing what else there is, seeing if we can expand somewhere because we're running low on. I feel like we don't have a crazy amount of money. We don't have to get crazy for any of this, but I noticed an Overlord went right through and my 1 cannon poked him 1 time, so I'd prefer to get like at least 1 cannon on this ledge so we can, like, at least take pot shots at Overlords to get a little too comfortable. Anyway, so one of the things too is when you're like building a lot, like you'll notice right there, it finally took it out. In StarCraft 2, it would have taken that out immediately. And so it's really convenient. It's really convenient because otherwise you might build a unit after you told your probe to put a building down, and then suddenly it'll be like not enough minerals. You're like, oh right, yeah, that's my B. That's my B. Take that, nerd. We don't have to go ham bone on it. But one cannon can will lose a fight with even a few mutalisks. So I feel like you need at least 2 to have a shot of killing him. All right, then go ahead and get me dragoon range, so the dragoons are a lot more effective. Okay, let's go poking around, shall we? See if we can find a mineral patch or something. Oh, that definitely doesn't lead anywhere. Alright, well, found out where the Zerg are. What is up this way? Whoa! Aha! Lovely. Alright, let's make sure there's nothing else here. Nope. Beautiful. Get on over here, little dude. We must expand. We're gonna hold off on doing the next upgrade so I can expand. Because we're running low on minerals and we don't have a lot. Run, little dude. They'll probably turn around. They seem to have a minimum, pursuit range. There we go. It looks like you turned around. They'll pursue you up to a certain point, Alright, just gonna hang out there. I'm gonna get the next upgrade now. Actually, pause.
Executor, we are in position.
Hey.
I await your orders.
There he is. Alright, we got Reavers.
What would you ask of me?
Alright, so the thing about Reavers is like the tip says, you must build the scarabs before it can do anything. And they take minerals apiece, so they're not in. I mean, they're only 15 minerals, but still, it does take a number, right? And I have a personal hatred for Reavers because the AI uses them a lot. The AI uses them a lot in campaign, and they are infuriating to fight against. So I have a personal hatred for Reavers, but when you're using them, they are nice. But out of habit, I don't know if I don't tend to use them very much, even in campaign, even when I have the choice. I don't know why. I just tend to not to. I wonder if my personal grudge against them extends to the point where I don't even want to use them. So I don't know, but I've always hated them. I've always hated them because the AI uses them a lot and they are so annoying. We'll put another one right there to give them something to help defend the actual mineral line. And these ones, there's much more minerals here. We'll just get a couple. We're not going to go ham bone, because mostly when these guys are done, I will, Whoa! Holy... Guess he didn't like me expanding. Let's say, those mutas just about killed my dragoons. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, now that I know that there's that they get real pissed. Okay, anyway, goodness gracious. that was a lot to take in at once. Alright, so I'm thinking, put you up there, mostly just so I know where you are. Just hide over there, otherwise you guys just stay put. The AI will never go up here. If memory serves, I don't recall them ever going up the ramp. Their whole base is all of this pretty much, but they won't run up the ramp, and they don't know you're here is the idea, So they'll just hang out until because I have to clear the way. Because the Zerg base starts, there we go. Zerg base starts over here. There's sunken colonies and units and things. And so you have to clear to the point where they can get down the ramp without getting assaulted, is the idea. Although really you could run, you could run units down there, I think that'll probably be plenty. But yeah, you could run, you could use the scarabs and just slowly clear out anything, but, Okay, so we have a much more decent group here. That was surprisingly a fair amount of units. But otherwise, we're just kind of hanging out because we need more moolah before we can actually build more units. Although really, we kind of could use another gateway. But he's now over at this base, so here, I guess you'll be there, and I'll fix Phoenix's hotkey. I guess that's fine. There we go. That's some decent units. Alright, that's better. So, Phoenix, right, I gotta fix your hotkey. So you'll be at the old base, you'll be at the new base. Okay. Otherwise, there's not too many other fancy upgrades you can get. The other building we could build is the shield battery. The shield battery does exactly what it sounds like. It'll replenish your shields of your units if you run them up there. But at the moment, I don't tend to build them. Like, I don't almost ever use them. So, all right. I know one thing. We need more zealots because they are the front line. Anywho. Otherwise, that's pretty much all the base building. So at the moment, it's just kind of saving enough to get enough units that I feel safe enough to attack them. So that'll probably be, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop to it, is what I'm gonna say here. We are gonna cut away. So I'll wait till I probably finish the upgrades before we actually press in. And otherwise, I'm just gonna be building units. So I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, we are back. So we got attacked by a little swarm here. Funny thing though. Look what happened to these guys. Like, we got attacked by, like, a lot of units. So, I've never seen that before. I don't recall the AI ever coming up here, but he came up here with a lot. And, I got attacked. My Reavers didn't have any Scarabs, and so they didn't do anything. And so, like, but I lost a few Zealots, and I almost lost a Dragoon. And, yeah, it was rough. I did not expect that. I don't think I've ever seen that. So anyway, they got attacked, but now they're in a hotkey. We have 2 full dozen mixed units of Dragoons and Zealots. All the upgrades are done. So I'm thinking the time is now. The time is nigh. I'm a little curious what, like, if this leads anywhere. No, it does not. Up. Alright, there's a base right there. I mean, he can see you, but you can't go up there, so it's like, it's a moot point. Okay, you guys are there. Get our other group down here. Are we? Where? Oh, that's why I built so many, Aha, and he didn't die. Anyway. Okay. So now we will clear the way to get to Phoenix's units so he can get down without immediately dying. And we did mine out those minerals. All of our probes are over here doing the thing, so. Alright, well, let's go. Alright, you officially can start helping now. Let's ignore that for now, okay? Whew. Boy. That was like not an easy base.
What would you ask of me?
Okay. Wow, though, that was like... It was not a cakewalk. It was not a cakewalk. We lost a lot of zealots. Here's the thing, though. We have Reavers. We might as well use them, right? It's like so crazy, just like how far away you can shoot at them. Take that. Definitely like a slower approach. Oh, I think he's out. Alright, there we go. You can hop on back. But yeah, it's like a slower approach like would be wiser, because like technically if you just took your time, like you could slowly have your Reavers just like attack them, and you could just like just enough to keep the Reavers alive, you know? So it's like there is other options, you know, but not as interesting way to do it, you know? Get him! Yay!
I will remain behind and observe the effects of our attack. Return to the Citadel. I shall notify you when the brood becomes erratic.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Good looking out, bro. Whew. Alright, 2 hours later.
Executor, I bring news most dire. The cerebrate that we thought we had killed has arisen again. The creature's battered form was reincarnated despite the considerable damage we inflicted upon it. Even now, the cerebrate drives its brood in preparation for their next offensive.
It is as I feared. It was folly to believe Tassadar could be trusted. The Conclave will not soon forget his wanton betrayal. Nevertheless, we must stand resolute, for attacking defenseless cerebrates is not the way of true Protoss warriors. We shall overcome the entire swarm with the might and the fury that is our heritage. Executor, we shall lead our main strike force to the province of Sion, which has fallen to the Zerg. It's time the Zerg felt the wrath of the Sons of Ire. Praetor Phoenix will remain here with a small detachment and guard Antioch from any further assaults.
Adun be with you, Executor. Bring swift death to the enemies of Ire.
Okay, sounds good. What an idiot, dude. Just like, he's like, attacking defenseless cerebrates is not the way of true warriors of the Protoss. You're like, defenseless cerebrates? You make it sound like you're like kicking puppies or something. Like, you didn't realize these guys are like the leaders, like they're like the brains of the bad guys. They're like the generals of the bad guys. I was like defenseless cerebrates, like what's the matter with you? Just like, they're just so not my aesthetic, like, at all. Anyway, so these are scouts. Scouts are, we have seen them because we've fought them before, but they are your mostly anti-air. They can attack ground units, but really, they're really good against anti-air. Is when they really hit, they hit a lot harder, so they, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and get to base building. And now that you guys have seen the basics, now I can start cutting away, so I'm going to do just that. Hey, you little bugger. Oh, you got one. What a waste. Okay, we are back. So, we're all built up. We have 3 full units of a mixed group of Dragoons and Zealots. I went a little heavier on the Zealots this time because I know that I'm willing to bet I will lose a lot. Because I do remember this mission. There is 2 bases. There's a white base and a red base. There's like this middle, like, upper ledge that you walk on, and then there's a ramp that goes down to each base. And so I remember there being a lot of sunken colonies and stuff, so I went a little heavier on the Zealots this time because I fully expect to lose them. And so yeah, I got 1 more scout and I added them to the list. I did a little bit of scouting. I have expanded once. It's the only reason I still have incoming money. And I found a little group of unprotected minerals. I mean, there was a few Zerglings there, but you know, they don't count. So yeah, otherwise it's all been going well. We have this cute little base, and lots and lots and lots of cannons, because I've been attacked a lot, and we're not talking a little, like, little units either. I've been attacked quite a few times, and yeah, see what I mean? See what I mean? That's not a little group, and that's pretty normal. I've been attacked quite a bit with groups just like that. I don't know if I should attack. I guess we'll attack red first. It doesn't make a difference.
Standing by. It will be done. Instructions awaiting command. Chaos.
Do it. Hey, like, you guys want to get off the dang ramp? It's just like, come on, people, file in here. Alright, I wanted to get a better group here before we went in for the kill. Whew. As you can see, I lost almost all of my Zealots, but I retained most of my Dragoons. That's exactly what I was talking about. So yeah, we got, yeah, almost all of them there. So yeah, there's a few Zealots alive in each one. The Scouts were actually really nice. They were really good at, like, picking off, you know, stragglers of the enemy. So the white base is over yonder. I believe, if memory serves, I think it's smaller, or at least a little bit, maybe. Ah, more minerals. Okay, that might be useful, depending on how well this next attack goes. We're not attacking with this. I'm going to replenish my Zealots, but it's a protected little base, though. It's like shoved in the corner all on its own. So we're going to go ahead, move as a unit. Oh, there's another one, too. This one has gas. Okay. That's good. But yeah, we're going to replenish our Zealots before we actually push all the way in there, so let's go ahead and hop down there, and we need, what is that, 5 more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we need, okay, we need 5 more Zealots in that group. So I'm going to replenish my troops, and then we'll attack the white base. Okay, back again. So, units are all replenished. I tried to replace it the same way that they were built. I got almost exclusively zealots and filled in the holes of our team. The only thing that I changed was I think in our group number 3, I think there's one more dragoon, because I thought maybe I lost one dragoon back there, but mostly they're almost pure zealot. Otherwise, I didn't do anything else. We just, you know, replenished the losses, so no big deal. And we're ready to push in. We're all down the ramp. This time I did that in advance, farther away from the actual base. So we're ready. Let's go. They have they have little scourges here, which are little suicide anti-air units. So I don't want to push in my scouts here because, you know, there's a lot of anti-air down here. There we go. That one went a lot better. Yeah, there's a lot more anti-air in this base. Not nearly as much like sunken colonies. Alright, that's not actually all of them, so you just hang out. Yeah, that's pretty much how what my memory said, that this base was smaller and that this one had a lot more anti-ground, this one had more anti-air, and yeah, it was...
Executor, Antioch is under attack by overwhelming Zerg forces.
Praetor, you must hold your position for as long as possible. Fight on, brave Phoenix, and know that the gods watch over you. Entaro Adun.
Screw you, Aldaris. Screw you. Throwing around heroic words. He's like, you go, brave son of Ot. You're like, alright. Like, you realize that, like, you know, that's very inspiring, but you realize that if he just gets massacred because, you know, like, eventually we might all die. Like, encouraging words alone aren't gonna make us survive. The Zerg Hive cluster near the Scion province was destroyed, but the Protoss forces paid a high price for their victory. Praetor Phoenix, hero and steward of the Templar, was killed during the assault. The Conclave, convinced that its stratagems are winning against the war against the Zerg, have let down their guard and turned their attention to personal matters. Like I said, bunch of morons. The Judicator Aldaris was ordered to find and arrest the wayward Tassadar and bring him home to stand trial for his crimes of treason. Now, with only a small fleet for protection, Aldaris and the Executor have traveled to the ash world of Char, hoping that Tassadar is still somewhere to be found. Holding high orbit over the planet Char.
Executor, I know that you were reluctant to leave Ire in this dark hour, and that you still grieve for the loss of your comrade, Phoenix. But remember that he lived and died as a Templar. He has reached the Kala's end. There is no greater glory than that. We Judicator are called to look beyond such matters, to ensure the safety and future of our people. It is not the Zerg, but the rogue Tassadar, who represents the greatest threat to us now. If he is allowed to spread the Dark Templar's tainted influence to Ire, all will be lost. We will find him and bring him to judgment. Tassadar claimed that this world was abandoned by the Zerg just prior to the invasion of Ire. Yet I still sense a lingering darkness here. Be prepared for anything, Executor. If there are still Zerg on this world, then they must surely know of our arrival.
Alright. Okay, this sounds good. Alright, well, here we go into this one. So this, obviously, as you can tell, it's not a base building mission, or at least not right away. Initially, at least, for now, all we have is a dedicated number of units. So we'll see what happens. But, yeah, Aldaris is a moron. Like, they're like, alright, hey, we're winning. Well done, Protoss government. High fives. Like, they're like, really? Like, you are really under the impression that Tassadar is your biggest threat now? Like, you're like, alright guys, we have the Zergan retreat, we're totally winning. You're like, it's a swarm, like a galaxy-spanning swarm. You guys are so stupid. Anyway, so these are High Templars. High Templars, if you have 2 of them, can warp into an Archon. Archons are very powerful, and they can attack air and ground, and they have splash damage to some degree. They're very good. They're very good. Think of them like Ultralists. They're like, they add some real punch to your army. They're very, very nice. So otherwise, Archons, they have like, think of them like magic casters. You have Psionic Storm, you've seen them. We have had these used against us. They really, really suck for that reason. Anyway, so we're gonna do this like this. There we go. Okay. And maybe combined. Maybe we'll, So initially, High Templar actually can't attack otherwise, without other than their abilities. Obviously, that means there must be buildings here. So. Well, we got the Lings, but we lost the Dragoon. So, you know. Take it as you will. Don't really know where to go, TBH. Okay, so can confirm there's a building that way. Let's see what's the other way. Okay, more buildings that way. Problem is, we're kind of banged up. Yeah, there we go. I think we maybe can avoid the worst of it. He did get 6 kills with those against those Lings though, so that was pretty sweet. Alright, so obviously this all leads the same way here. Alright, clearly this is not the right way, at least initially. Too far ahead of the pack, brother. Hang on a minute, let's wait for the High Templar to catch up. If we run into another batch of pain, I prefer to have an AoE caster nearby. Look. I was pretty sure you can friendly fire yourself with these abilities. I mean, he did get another kill with that. Plus, I think he damaged the Hydras, so you know. It's working with. We got. And my other zealot is 1 hit away from death. Just hoping we have enough to make it past by the time we get there. That's a problem. Did I get him? Maybe. There we go. Okay, well at this point you might as well just go in as a unit. I cast it, but I'm gonna nuke my own dudes. Sorry there, little Dragoon. Oop, that was a mistake. This other guy's way more health. Good lord, dude. Really hope we're about to run into something good here. Ah! Praise the sun!
Aldaris, Executor, how is it that you've come here? I was about to abandon all hope of rescue.
I have come to arrest you and bring you home to Aya to stand trial.
Arrest me? Ire burns at the touch of the Zerg. You travel all this way to arrest me?
Don't let it get to you, man. This happened to me once.
Rainer!
Who is this human, Tassadar?
The name's Jim Raynor, pal. And I won't be talked down to by anybody. Not even a Protoss.
Amusing. Tassadar, your taste in companions grows ever more inexplicable. Executor, prepare to take Tassadar into
Executor,
custody.
wait. I do not know what they have told you about me. But what I have done for Ire. Help me find Zeratul and his Dark Templar. They alone can defeat the Overmind Celerates. Once we have won, I shall gladly submit myself to the judgment of the Conclave.
Unthinkable. You presume that we would side with the Dark Ones as you have? You have gone quite mad, Tassadar.
You shall speak of them with respect, Aldaris. Executor, there is much that I can explain to you. If only you'll help me find Zeratul.
Freaking deal! Absolutely.
Yes, Executor?
That's so cool that he has that line, though. It's because everyone else is dead. Definitely an improvement to give myself an Archon. It's so cool that it's Jim. I'm so happy.
This is Jimmy. This should be good. Raynor here.
Alright.
This is
Let's
Jimmy.
go on 9. Whew. Okay. That was so cool that the High Templar had a line. Anyway, so yeah, it's Jim Raynor, and that's so funny too. He's like, ah, don't worry about it, man. This happened to me once. He's so cool. It's so cool to see Jim again.
Anytime
And it's cool to see that, you know, team we actually have a brain, being, of course, Tassadar and Jim Raynor. It makes sense that they would team up. They're like the only two that make that, like, have any sense in this world. Alright, I need mostly that one just for, like, some backline defense, you know? Give myself something over here against the odd Zergling while I get myself an economy. Okay, so gonna go ahead and start building, and I will see you guys when we're built. Okay, we are back. So we have a pretty good base. We have as many upgrades as we can get. We have a full dozen. Mostly it's zealots. We do have a couple of archons and then a few dragoons. Unfortunately, our veteran dragoon, the one that had survived that was really injured, got picked off by a queen with spawn broodlings, I think. Anyway, so that sucks. But regardless, we got a even dozen. So I don't know how many units we need, because our only goal is to get back down to the beacon. So I'm kind of thinking we'll just lead this dozen like down and see what kind of resistance we come up against, and then we'll figure out if I need to like invest in like 3 dozen units or whatever. So these two are gonna hang out up here.
I hear
They do have a few kills. Tassadar, right over here, there was just barely poking out. There was a group of Hydras, so I snuck over and dropped a storm on them, and obviously it killed them all, so Tassadar has a few kills. Raynor, I picked off some Zerglings that they came up all at once, and so he was over on the edge here, and he picked off a few Lings, so nothing crazy, and they were attacking the cannons, so he didn't get hurt at all, so that's good. But we're kind of just gonna stroll down here and see what happens. Ah, okay. That is the issue we're facing here. Ah, yes, the spawn brutalings have started already. Holy Hydras, Batman. Yeah, the queens are picking off all my dragoons, which is really annoying. Alright, so there's like a lot of guys down here. It's more just annoying than anything else. Oh my god, dude. Queens are just unrelenting. It's so annoying. Don't worry, we have Archons. Archons will do bad things to mutas. Also, being slowed down really sucks. It's more just annoying, but still. Ah, we almost got it. I just realized all my really good stuff is not coming to this party. Oh, the slow, it's so annoying. Just wait for it to pass. Although, before she flies over and drops another thing on my head. Yeah, we might need more units, to be honest. Okay. You guys go ahead and come back, if you can make it, without dying. Which will be the big mystery. But yeah, you just try and get over here if you can. We gotta make another group. Trying to preserve the lives of my guys if I can. Excuse me, nerd. This guy's a casual 25 kills. This guy's 9 kills. They're so good, dude. There's another slow from the queen because she thinks she's funny. That's why I put cannons over up on this corner, because he kept doing that. Although I don't know what the point is of bringing like one, you know, Zergling per overlord. That seems weird. Seems weird to me, not gonna lie. Okay. Mostly, go ahead and get me another 2 Archons, because Archons seem to be the only thing that survives. Is there more? Oh, there was more. Okay, that'll give me them, and then I'll need 3 more Dragoons after that. Am I getting it? Oh, there it is. Freaking yikes. With the Ultralist, though? Alright, well, we got him. It's fine. Okay. So, we have them. And then, what else do we need here? Okay. They're up there, and then we're gonna... That'll be that, so then I'll need 3 more Dragoons. Although, really, we could just get 1 more Dragoon and then get 2 more Zealots. Because the Archons seem to be the only thing that really kills anything. The Zealots are fine meat shields, but there's so many stinking queens down there that they just pick off all of my guys, so... You know. Dragoons are a common target for queens. So, you know. It's unfortunate. So we're not going to go heavy on the Dragoons. Mostly we're going to rely on my Archons to kill enemy air units. Pretty much. Okay. We'll try with this group. And we'll go down the same path that we did before. And we'll just see where we're sitting. Alright, so you guys can go all the way to the end this way. Do-do-do-do. Well, I mean, they made it that far. That's progress. Whoa! Okay. 2 zealots down. Shout out to those queens. So annoying. Can we get everyone here, please? I don't think the queens will attack your heroes with that because that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. I'm mostly just trying to clear the units, pretty much. Like I said, it's the Archons that are doing all the killing here. It's a lot of Hydras, though, man. Wow, this guy's 1 HP, dude. Let's say I heard that. What's going on up there? Okay, well, we've officially cleared the way, but obviously his units, you know, kind of swarm at me. Looks like there is some other little randomness. Thinking this guy needs to go on a solo mission. We're gonna run him up the same way we went and see if we can get him to survive. My idea, I'm hoping he'll go the way he should. Alright, you get up there. You. Boy, we sure are. Alright. Not that. I need a shield battery. Fun fact, that guy didn't make it. Oh, no, he did make it. Yeah, okay. He's still, I mean, so far so good. Other thing, he's using this little point a lot. So we're gonna try and put a stop to that. Up. Okay. Get up there, please. Otherwise, though, I mean, he could kind of use it too. Anyway, there we go. Because Archons only have 10 health. They have 350 shields, but they only have 10 health. So really, using this shield battery is, I mean, it kind of means this guy is like doing A-okay by comparison. Okay, well, I mean, we did kind of clear the way of like the stagnant units, but I'm a little bit worried about, you know. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get another batch of Archons because Archons seem to be the only thing that survives anything. So we're gonna get another batch, and then maybe we'll coast down with our boys, and we'll see if we can make it down there. Okay, we're back. We got our Archons. This guy's recharged, and I did give it a save, but I'm gonna get another one. And then let's just see. All right, Rainer, my dude, you should not be in front. All right, I need you guys. All right, you guys can be, you know, I don't know, make you guys 3. You.
I hear you.
Not you. 1. And you and
Anytime you're ready.
not the Archons. You guys can be 2. Okay, so now you have 1, 2.
This is Jimmy.
I hear you.
Okay. All right, this little group can be on 3. These are on 1.
Go ahead, Commander. Rainer here. Right on. Oh
A little slower than I'd like because of Tassadar, but... And they're not helpless. They can shoot and stuff. I just,
This is Jimmy. Oh, yeah.
Jimmy is a lot faster than, Tassadar.
Go ahead, Commander. Go ahead, Commander. Anytime you're ready.
About to say, like, a couple of Zerglings are not the most threatening thing in the world.
Go ahead, Commander. Anytime you're ready. Go ahead,
Okay,
Commander.
the slow isn't the worst thing in the world. If anything, it almost makes them all the same speed.
Anytime you're ready. Go ahead, Commander.
Warriors have engaged the
Whoa. We're fine.
Anytime you're ready. Rainer here.
It was an Ultralist, but that's why we have 90. That's why we have so many Archons, dude. Because Archons are very, very good units.
Anytime you're ready. Go ahead, Commander.
Go, go, go. Just stop moving, please. Woof.
You have my thanks, Executor. Now let us find Zeratul and speed our way home.
Well, Aldaris is gonna be pissed, but, you know, who cares about Aldaris? Answer, nobody. Nobody. Alright, fantastic. Low orbit over planet Char, 1 hour later.
Executor, by following Tassadar and attempting to rescue the Dark Templar, you have openly defied the will of the Conclave. Abandon this mad scheme now, and the Conclave may show you mercy.
Don't let him control you, Executor. The Judicator have long since steered the actions of the Templar to their own ends. It's time we acted of our own accord.
Ah, Tassadar, have you fallen so far? To think that you were our brightest hope, our most beloved son. Now you are everything that we are not. You are lost to us. Not only have you damned yourself, but you have damned those who have followed you.
Such is the price for our race's salvation, Judicator. I have been here with the Dark Templar these last few months. While I helped them in their fight against the Zerg, I learned many of their secrets from the Prelate, Zeratul. Apparently, the energies which empower the Dark Templar also course through the Overmind and its cerebrates.
The same cerebrates which you told us to destroy. Your advice was useless, for the creature was reincarnated before our eyes.
Unfortunately, yes. Your attack on the Cerebrate failed because the energies that you wield are useless when used directly against the Overmind and its cerebrates. Only the Dark Templar's power can truly harm the Zerg. That is why we must rescue Zeratul and return him to Ire.
You were warned, Executor. The Conclave will not be pleased.
Oh, please. Alright. Well. Let's see here. Let me, Oh, okay. I feel like I vaguely remember this mission, I think. I think...
Yes,
Maybe.
Executor?
You just, I don't know, hang out there, I guess. Put them on one. Okay, beautiful. Well, that might be a good place to call it. I have no sense of how long this episode is. Because I'm at 2 hours right now, but like I cut a lot less out of this episode, so it'll probably still be under 2 hours, obviously, because there's a lot of footage that did get cut out, but I think I might still clear an hour. So we'll just have to see. So I'm just gonna call this episode here, mostly because my right hand is cramping, to be honest. Ow. Mostly my right hand is cramping a little bit, and so I think I'm gonna call it good with that. But regardless, great progress today, and I don't know how many episodes of the Protoss campaign there will be total. Let's go ahead and give this a save, and then let's bail to the main menu, and then see. Okay, so we are on mission 5 right now. So that mission is about the halfway point. So maybe an episode or two, and and then the Protoss campaign will be complete, and StarCraft 1 will be completed. And I mentioned it in the other episodes, but I will probably be taking a break from StarCraft after this one, rather than going straight to Brood War, just to make sure I don't get burnt out on it, and to make sure I'm having, you know, as much fun as possible. And so that means we'll probably be moving into something else. I don't know what yet, kicking around a few ideas, but we'll see. Otherwise, I think that is everything. Still working on my anime. It's a slow burn, so sorry about that, but it is, I'm watching it, and we're getting through it. Anyway, that is going to call for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later.